Hey man, I was sitting there thinking about Stephen Fulton. He's been inactive since his KO loss to Naoya Inoue, the undisputed champion. You know, going into that fight, a lot of people favored Stephen Fulton. They thought that his slickness, being from Philly, being undefeated, and being somewhat of a smart boxer in there, they thought that his ability was going to be able to produce the victory over Naoya Inoue. But we found out Naoya Inoue were just levels above Stephen Fulton. Fulton has just that one loss to Naoya Inoue where he was knocked out. But you know what I noticed? Recently, Jerron Boots Ennis fought, and guess who he had walking him to the ring? Stephen Fulton, right there behind him, holding his belt. I didn't think it was a good look because Stephen Fulton has already been a world champion. He knows what it feels like to be a world champ. He was a world champ before his friends, before his friend became champ. Whereas Boots Ennis was handed the belt, Stephen Fulton won his belt, and it just looks like Boots brought Stephen Fulton out to maybe boost his confidence back up. Maybe, I think that maybe Naoya Inoue stopping Fulton kind of did something to him mentally. We know sometimes fighters, they get beat, and sometimes it could be such a devastating loss that they're never the same after that. His last fight was last year, July 25th, and we're approaching July 25th, 2024, and he doesn't even have a fight scheduled yet. It could be a couple reasons, a couple of things to consider. Either it's him being on the wrong side of the street, which is PBC. Last time I checked, he's still a PBC fighter. And maybe they just don't have no fight dates for him yet. Maybe it's Stephen Fulton. He's just not ready yet mentally to get back in the ring. I think it'll be wise to get him a tune-up. You don't want to just come back after your first KO loss and get in there with somebody who's a devastating puncher and who's a big threat. You need to see where you're at mentally, getting back in the ring, and then you got to shake off the cobwebs, the ring rust. But Stephen Fulton, I think he might be lacking some confidence. I did the video on Jerron Boots Ennis a few days ago, whereas, he's kind of putting Philly on his back right now and trying to get them back excited and electrified. You got guys like Gillian Wallow, you got just the rest of the Philly fans. A lot of great fighters, great athletes, period, have come out of Philly. And so shout out to Boots for doing what he can do to bring people out to his fights. And shout out to Eddie Hearn for signing Boots. I don't think Hearn is interested in signing like a Stephen Fulton, but I honestly feel like he's on the wrong side of the street. PBC is not getting these fighters. They're not getting them active enough. They're not fighting enough. We've seen recently, actually on the undercard of Boots, you had Jaleel Hackett, and he recently left with Mayweather Promotions and got his DAZN debut, where he was successful defeating Pete Dobson. A good little scrap. You know, so I don't know what Stephen Fulton is gonna do. What's his next step? But he can't take too many more devastating losses like that. You know, just getting stretched out. When you look at the scorecard, not only did he get stretched, he was getting outclassed, man. He was getting outboxed. I believe he won like one round. The seventh round, I believe, the round before he got knocked out. So he had a little bit of success. The judges gave him the seventh. And in the eighth round, Naoya Inoue said, this shit is enough. Time to put this man to bed. And, you know, but hopefully Stephen Fulton has not, you know, thrown in the towel on his career. Hopefully we'll see him back in the ring soon. I think that he was kind of overhyped. A lot of people thought he was potentially a pound-for-pound fighter, and I never saw Stephen Fulton as that. You know, before the fight, I made my prediction. I said he was going to get knocked out. You know? He didn't have anything to keep somebody like Naoya Inoue off of him. Pause. You know, you got to have some pop, I believe, to gain the respect of Naoya Inoue. Otherwise, he's just going to walk right through you. But with that much being said, man, you know, what's y'all thoughts on Stephen Fulton? You know, walking out with boots, holding his belt. You know, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that, man. Like an active fighter coming off a loss, who was just a world champ, come out to another fighter's walk-in holding his belt. I mean, that's what kids do. You know, I remember Devin Haney, he was holding Zab Judah's belt when before he even started boxing. You know, he was a kid. You know, he was like, man, this is what it feels like. Wow. Walking in and fans screaming and, you know. So, I don't know. I think that Jerron Boots Ennis was really trying to get Fulton back motivated and excited about, you know, being the main event and getting back out there. You know, and I wish nothing but the best for Stephen Fulton, but hopefully he just gets back in the ring. You got to stay active, and I wish him all the best, man.